Hello, my beautiful Taurians. This is Michelle coming at you with your twin flame reading for divine masculines and divine feminines for the month of August. I've already shuffled and meditated and prayed over the cards. So I'm going to lay out 3 cards on the left for divine masculines, 3 cards on the right for divine feminines, and 2 connecting energy cards in the middle. And then we'll clarify with Oracle. I am using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck for this one for the month of August. I will apologize in advance if these readings come out with a little bit of some contentious energy. We had a lot of that going on with the new moon. I do other readings called Wine and Spirits TV, and that's when I concentrate on the new moon or the full moon, and I review a bottle of wine with that and talk about the energies. So I've really seen, because we had the new moon in Leo with the sun and the moon and Mars all in Leo, there was a lot of sort of opposing energies and conjuncting energies that were causing a little bit of static. This could, emotions could be flaring. We're going to be working out of that within the next week here and really work into waxing for the full moon. But for 2 weeks following the new moon, sometimes these energies can be playing out. And I have been seeing them come out in these readings. Plus, in August, we are moving into the solar eclipse. So that's also going to stir up some of those last tendrils of any of that residual muck that's been hanging out. Hopefully that's going to dredge all of that up and finally clear it out once and for all. Okay, so we can really know that we are being fully settled into this 1 year, right? With 2017 being a 1 year. So if you joined me for July, welcome back. Thank you so much for subscribing or for being with me again today. And if you're new, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cards now for divine masculine and divine feminine for Taurus. And then we will get started. Guys, my information is in the descriptor box if you want a personal reading. Also, like, share, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. If you want to give me an unlike, that's fine too. Give me a thumbs down, but go ahead and let me know why in the comments. That way, the criticism is constructive, right? Okay, so let's get started. So, divine masculines, we've got strength in reverse. This card's been coming up quite a bit. It could be that new moon in Leo energy with the sun in there too, the moon and the sun, and everything's kind of being muted and, can't be fully expressed. This card for me is like the scared pussycat card. That's what I've been calling this. This can be kind of feeling a victim and feeling weakened by something, not feeling fully in your power, not feeling prideful and like you can really maybe express yourself and go out and get what you want, right? This would be a card of expression. This would be ruled by Leo. So for some reason, maybe because, again, we're in that new moon. I swear this card's come up 4 times. That's being stifled here, and that's being a little bit muted here, right? And then right underneath that, how you're feeling towards your feminine is the 2 of Swords. So this is feeling conflicted about something, right? This is kind of, it could be protecting your heart, for sure. It could be feeling kind of at a crossroads, you don't know which decision to make. And a lot of times, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, this would be a woman sitting on a rock with blindfold on and the swords crossed in front of her and the sea and the moon behind her, right? So there's intuition, there's mystery, there's secrets, there's things that are not coming to light, things that could be blinding you or things that you just aren't privy to that are all feeding into this indecision. Okay, so either you think your feminine is not able to decide something or isn't making a choice about something, or that's what you're doing and you are sort of guarding yourself and guarding your heart towards her. And then the underpinning energy here is the 7 of Swords. So this is, a lot of people call this your liar, cheater card, or your card of sneaking around. I see this as something a little bit different, especially if you're in separation from your twin. If you guys aren't in a committed relationship, there's nothing really you could be doing unless you are in communication with each other and you're lying. So maybe there's some dishonesty happening. Or maybe there's just dishonesty happening with how you want to see your twin and how you want to see the situation. It could just be that you're holding something back. See how this fox is sitting on top of that sword, in this really sort of protective manner? Kind of don't come near this sword because it's mine. It's very possessive, right? The 7 of Swords in this deck feels really possessive. So it could be you're guarding, again, I'm getting guarding your heart with this, not wanting to let something show, not wanting a truth to be known. There's a holding back with the truth, and there's a holding back of going out and getting what you want and expressing yourself and what you want. And you're weakened by something. You're allowing yourself to feel weakened by this state, by whatever this is. Okay? So feminines, we have the Hierophant in reversed for you. And this is how you're feeling about yourself. This is like, honestly, I'm getting that you're questioning your journey. And maybe you're having problems coming to terms with something. Or this could be something foundational and structured, right? This is a card of sort of traditions, and it could be mentorship and education, right? So in this card, because we've got the crow carrying the key with the lightning, I feel like this card's really symbolic. This is kind of, the crow is sort of the harbinger of the what's going on behind the veil, right? The subconscious mind. They represent magic, and it's got a key. So this is the key to unlocking the mysteries of the divine. I mean, that's really what I get here. The key to unlocking true enlightenment and knowledge. And the lightning bolt there is like, those are your aha moments. Those are your epiphanies. Those are the sparks of the things that you see that allow you to understand what's really going on behind the scenes here. And offers you the knowledge and the wisdom of what's going on, but it's in reverse. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty going on with you feminines right now, and maybe questioning the very institution of the twin flame journey, maybe even its existence, or questioning the institution of your marriage. It could be questioning the institution of, I don't know why, but maybe, your education or your degree or something like that. But there's something keeping you from feeling like you really know, like you have this divine knowledge and this sense of what's going on. There's something breaking down, right? There's a breakdown of something. We'll clarify, and we'll hopefully know a little bit more about what that means. How you feel towards your masculine is the sun. And again, this doesn't surprise me, because I think the sun card is very representative of the divine masculine in general. I think that they probably are your sun, and they represent true enlightenment for you. And this is kind of like the answer, the light, this is like joy in its fullest expression. So I feel like feminines, for whatever's going on here with this breakdown in something that could be just a traditional structure, or a breakdown in your thoughts towards something institutional, for however that's playing out in your life, at the end of the day, even if you're questioning the twin flame journey, I don't think you're questioning what your masculine means to you, because I think you feel like they bring you light, okay? And they give you the answers that you need. Maybe if you're in separation, that's why you're feeling this way, though. Because if you are in separation with your twin and you don't have this, even though this is how you're seeing them, it could be causing you to really feel very uncertain about this whole thing, right? And then underneath that, your underpinning energy is the Mother of Swords. So this is someone, and I do think this is kind of your energy here, but when we do the connecting energy cards, we'll see. But I think that you may be feeling a little bit protective over yourself. And this Mother of Swords is somebody that I always see as having been through a lot of battles, and having gained wisdom and knowledge from those battles and those fights. This is someone that's coming from an analytical point of view, someone that's very decisive, that knows what they want, is very clear and direct in what they want, and has intentions set. And this mother can also be very protective over her family, okay, and over her children. And she's the rulemaker and the disciplinarian a lot of the times too. Okay, interesting start here. So let's look at the connecting energies. The first card we have, is the Eight of Pentacles. This is fantastic. This card is all about trying to weaving this beautiful web, right? Like this spider. And feeling like you are really working everything that you've been working on. This is the worker card. This is a master craftsman card. Everything the spider has been working on, this web, this intricate, beautiful web that the spider has been building, this is something that is going to get the spider success. It's going to lead to its success, and it knows it. There's a knowingness here. A few signs ago, I got the Seven of Pentacles, and the phrase that was coming up for me with that card, in tandem with that card, was faith in the process. That card is about having faith that your hard work is going to pay off, even though you don't know it yet. This card is like, you already know it. You've already seen successes happening, and you know that if you keep working on this web, that you're going to bring in even more. Something else I want to mention about this, because I've been seeing spiders a lot in my shower. I have this little red one that hangs out, and there was another one hanging out. I'm not afraid of spiders at all. I actually like them because I want them to eat the other bugs, right? And I think they're lovely. And I've always had an affinity for spiders. And when I see them, somebody mentioned to me the other day, a dear friend of mine, actually, who's an attorney, she told me the other day when that someone else that talked to her about spirit guides said when you see spiders, it's about having your feelers out, and it's about being able to sense when something lands in a spider's web. They know it, right? And they go right over to it and they wrap it up and they save it so they can suck its blood. So they are intuitive, and they have very, very heightened senses. So I love that this card has a spider on here with the web, because I feel like that is something that really plays into this card. This isn't just about knowing that something is going, your labor is going to bear fruit. It's having that innate intuitive sense. You know this is going to work, and you know you're on the right path, and you know this is the way. This is a very positive card. Oh, and the card underneath it, Two of Cups in reverse. Bugger. All right, well, not necessarily a bad thing, because I do feel this is representative of the union. There's something going on here with your connecting energies that where your union obviously is not in harmony and in balance, right? And the breakup of this relationship or past relationships, because it doesn't necessarily have just to do with your union, but I do think this is representative of romantic relationships in this deck, especially because we've got the two red roses there, which symbolize love. So, and then obviously the cups are the state of emotions. So what I think is happening here is that the breakdown in your relationships, in your love relationships from the past, which probably include your twin flame relationship, has been integral to the growth of this relationship and integral to its success. Okay? So whatever fear masculines are kind of embodying here, feeling weak and much more a victim, much more prey rather than predator, and an indecisiveness, and a holding back and a possessiveness, right? And a secrecy. I get secrecy with this. Whatever is attributing to this could be the fact that these relationships have broken down in the past, and this relationship in particular has not been in harmony and in balance. However, I feel like because it is right under this card, it is saying that this is all work, and this is all part of the plan. This is like the divine process, right? Very cool. Let's go ahead and clarify. I feel like your reading, Taurus, is a lot more positive than a lot of the other readings that I've been seeing. I don't know why that is. I am a Taurus, but I really try to keep my own narrative out of these readings, right? Because these are for the collective. I do my own readings all the time, way too much. So I like to get those cleared out of the deck before I do these collective readings. But this is really very positive compared to, like I said, a lot of the ones I've been doing, especially in the, the signs I did that were around Libra through Capricorn were really like, oof, there was some really difficult energies there. And again, that does not surprise me with this moon. It shouldn't surprise you if you are on this twin flame journey, because you know there's ups and downs in it constantly. Our wheel never stops turning. There's going to be days we're sad and we feel despair, and then there's going to be days when we're back up. But hopefully you're more on the upswing, right? Where you're feeling like a little bit more confident, like you've been able to release and let go of those things that aren't serving you, and that you've been able to get yourself tempered, right? Because soul temperance is what this is about, right? Answering a calling, being on a soul mission to better our lives, better ourselves and our souls so we can attract better things, and we can contribute to the universe in some way. that is going to raise the collective spirit overall. That's what this is all about. So anyway, hopefully you are more getting to that point. But I will say, I was just mentioning the Wheel of Fortune here, right? I will say that I feel that a lot of us may be harboring more masculine energies. Some of us might be harboring more feminine energies. We're always switching, but right now they may feel very switched, very flip-flopped, and that's going to happen as well. And I think that there may be some people having problems with release because that's something that's been coming up as well. So if that is an issue for you, I highly suggest finding some meditations online where that can assist you with releasing anything, severing cords to anything you need, calling in protection from your spirit guides, nurturing the wounds of old past relationships, sexual hang-ups, vows that were taken in past lives, anything like that. So yeah. So anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Again, we've got a lot of really positive stuff here. So masculines, we'll start breaking it down. You've got the Wheel of Fortune on top of the Strength reverse. So basically what this is telling you is those cycles, like I was just saying, the microcosm within the macrocosm, this wheel keeps turning, right? Every day we go through ups and downs in our fortune. And every week and every month and every year, this wheel does not quit flipping turning, right? Even when you die. It's just the way it is. It's the cycle of life. It's the circle of life. But this tells me in the upright that it's in the upswing. So what's good about that is that should start to make you feel like you can kind of get your strength back. And you can see things a little bit clearer, and you can maybe start to move forward on your path again with a clear vision of getting what you want, right? Put yourself back in that powerful predator mode. Not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. All right, so then on the Two of Swords, we've got the Three of Cups. So this is a card about socializing, social activities. It could be celebrations and weddings, just going out with your friends, really having fun. There could be an indecision here over two people. The swords could be up because you masculines are trying to decide between two women or two lovers or two partners. It could just be that you are feeling a little, and this is towards your feminine, it could be maybe that she's got another person. And that's what you feel conflicted about, and that's why you're protecting yourself. Because there's three people here. Now, in the upright, I don't always like to take this card to that level, because in the upright, it's supposed to be very joyful. This is one of the most positive cards in the deck. This should be about really great friendships and really great relationships. So I'm not sure why this would be on top of this Two of Swords and this sort of need to make a choice and make a decision. You know, it's very interesting that one is on top of the other there. But again, we'll keep going. On this Seven of Swords and this sort of secrecy and this not talking, we've got the, secrecy and possessiveness. We've got the Daughter of Wands. So the Daughter of Wands would be all about, this is somebody that is, this is about new, this could be new creative endeavors, new creative projects. This could be a message of love. This card could represent for me a letter, like a love letter, because when it's in one of the decks I have, it's a young man or woman and she's holding a scroll, right? It could be love messages. It could be a new creative project that's being put into action. It could just be somebody like a young person who is charismatic and full of love, right? And it doesn't have to be feminine. It could be masculine or feminine. So whatever this is, there's a secrecy and a possessiveness holding back thoughts that have to do with this Daughter of Wands. So I don't know if this is representative of the feminine or if this is somebody else. You know, maybe your masculine is talking to somebody else, and maybe you guys are in communication and he's not telling you, or maybe he's entertaining another like love prospect here. And maybe it's somebody that hasn't worked out in the past. Or maybe it's just that I'm not getting the Six of Cups though, so I'm not really getting past relationships again. But I do feel like there may be something that is kind of going on that they're possessive over, or they aren't saying, and a truth that's not being revealed that has to do with this Daughter of Wands, whoever this is, whatever this is. Very interesting. Maybe they have a new creative project that they're working on kind of behind the scenes and they're not telling anybody about it. It's the underpinning energy here. Or maybe, and again, this is how they're feeling towards their feminine. So yeah, I don't know. It's like a stalemate, like a guarding of your heart and not knowing. And it's 3 cups, and then 2 cups that have been spilled. Maybe we'll get a little bit more clarification when we go into the oracle, but it could be kind of any of these things or any variations on these themes, okay? So feminines, you have the Magician on top of the Hierophant in reverse. So this is really positive for me, because what this tells me is no matter the lack of certainty here, no matter what you feel, like if you're like, you know what, I'm just not sure about the institution of all of this and the validity of this thing, and I'm getting a really overwhelming uncertainty here. Right, with something foundational, educational, institutional. Again, it could be marriage. This could be a mentor. This could be your twin flame journey. This could be your spirituality. This could be your religion. This could be your career. Okay, but I really think that it has more to do with spirituality. And so I think that it is representative of the twin flame mission here. And I think that the Magician is telling you that you have the power in this situation to get what you need and to manifest your goals and to bring it into form. So there's really no need for this uncertainty. And then again, how you feel towards your masculine is Father of Cups, boom, you're the one. You're the sun. You're the one. I love you very much. And you are embodying, what did I say? We are switching energies here. You either feel like they are the Father of Cups, like they are just your love and a full embodiment of what you want out of your partner, or this is kind of you. You are feeling like the Father of Cups towards them. You probably feel like they have healing that they still need to do, but you might also be feeling very just like protective over them and over this love, right? So, but whatever it is that's going on with them, I don't see you really being fearful of anything, but maybe a little bit, because we do have this Mother of Swords energy underpinning this, and she is a very discerning figure. So there may be a certain amount of analysis that you're putting into this in order to keep yourself grounded and protected, because you're just kind of not sure about whether or not you should be moving forward with this journey. Because we've got the 5 of Cups in reverse on top of the Mother of Swords. And the 5 of Cups in reverse, I feel like this can just be an extension of the sadness, the emotional loss that happened here when these cups overturned. And not a failure to see, but maybe a failure to see, oh shoot, and thinking about these 2 cups in reverse here, this connecting energy of the 2 of Cups in reverse with this 5 of Cups in reverse. Again, this is like not seeing the lessons or not seeing the potential of the 2 cups that are still standing, because 3 of them have been spilled, right? And so I feel like either this is sadness that's moving out, or this is really residual sadness that's been hanging around for a really long time, and it has to do with the breakup of this union. That's what I'm seeing. But you've got this really positive 8 of Pentacles card here, and masculines, again, you've got this like Wheel of Fortune card. So whatever this indecision is, and this feeling weak and this lack of being able to move forward and not knowing what decision to make, that involves 3 people or involves your ability to really just have joy, whatever that is, and this sort of like secret that's being kept, or this thing that you're really possessive over, I feel like that's all going to turn around for you relatively quickly here. So again, that's great. I'm seeing some positive movement. Let's go ahead and clarify. So the first deck I'm going to use for clarification is the Vintage Wisdom deck, Vintage Wisdom Oracle. It's really beautiful. They've got just like one-word messages that are very helpful in deciphering what's going on here. So I'm going to pull one for the masculine, Taurus, masculine, for August, month of August, twin flame journey. Let's see what we get. I'm just shuffling my cards over here on the side. So. I know you don't get that really satisfying, like crackling, shuffling sound that you get with people that have two hands. I did used to be able to do that when I had two arms. But no more. So I have to compromise on how I shuffle. Well, not compromise, but innovate with how I shuffle. Okay, masculines, feminines. Fantastic. All right, masculines. What are you protecting? Something is being protected here. And I want to say on two levels. The universe is bringing you what you need, when you need it, in accordance with divine timing. Okay? So no matter what might be making you feel weak and making you feel like you can't come to a decision, whatever that is, I think you're going to come out of it soon. This Wheel of Fortune may be saying that good times are ahead. And you actually, once you make this decision, maybe it will lead to you being able to have some joy and being able to like hang out and party a little bit and have some fun. But something is being protected here. And it could be that you're protecting yourself. You're protecting something. For sure. And it has to do with this Daughter of Wands. Right? This sort of young, fire, creative energy. This would be somebody that's like got a lot of spark and creativity and is still a novice a little bit, like is still starting out, but has the potential to really come into her own, right? But yeah, I don't know, again, if this is specifically a person, because if it is, it might be a child, since it is a daughter card, which would be a page, right? I don't see this as being a very old person at all. Or it could just be, again, like, yeah, the start of a creative project or endeavor, or the start of like a new love. And for whatever reason, there's protection going on here. See these two swans? Those are kind of like I always look at those as your divine masculine and your divine feminine. And then she's got that divine knowledge, that sort of truth there as well, right? And the crescent moon in the background, so you've got a new moon here. So you've got things that are going on behind the scenes and things that are being built behind the scenes. But I think there's also an element of the masculine being protective over something. Very interesting. Feminine, you got intuition. You got intuition. This is a gorgeous card. I love the bridge in the background. I love her headdress. I love the dove on her shoulder. This card tells me that you're doing a really, really good job using your intuition, but you have to trust your intuition. And that's part of what the magician is here for, taking all of those tools in your toolbox and knowing that you can manifest things on earth, but you have to use your intuition to do that and to understand what's going on here and remove this doubt a little bit about this journey, because this is what you're feeling pretty hardcore towards that masculine, right? And maybe you just want it to be true, but you're trying to be discerning here because you have really been upset for a long time over this. All right? But whatever's happening behind the scenes, again, protection, Wheel of Fortune, whatever's being protected here, something's being worked on. Something's really being worked on. I almost see this as a repair, too. That's the word that just came to my head that I heard was repaired. So it's a beautiful message. If something is really, like the divine is really helping repair this, but it's just, it has to be in this state right now. It just is what it is, right, guys? Again, it's about divine timing. And feminines, you just need to go in and listen to your intuition and trust what that little birdie is telling you. Okay, I also like the bridge here because one thing that I say a lot is that you cannot force somebody to meet you on the bridge. Your relationship will never be in harmony and in balance and truly fulfilling to both of you if you are not both in the same place at the same time. That's what the divine timing is all about. So you cannot force and cajole and coerce your twin into meeting you on the bridge if they're not ready and they haven't done their soul work. Okay? So, just putting that out there. Let's do our last oracle card because I'm trying not to make these too long. I've been clocking in around 30 to 35 minutes for all of them, so I've been doing pretty good. which is an improvement from last time, because I think more people watch videos when they're shorter, but for whatever reason. I definitely don't watch the hour-longs. Sometimes, if I have a lot of time and it's a really favorite reader of mine. But, okay, so pulling from my Sacred Rebels deck by Elena Fairchild. This deck is badass. So let's go ahead and find Divine Masculine for Taurus for the month of August. What do we have? And feminines. Oh, wow. Okay. Masculines, bring it into form. All right. This is all about taking the next steps to get you to where you want to be. Okay. So this is about something that you truly believe in, making it happen. And there's sort of I just noticed there's a lot of, are these dragonflies? I can't tell if these are like dragonflies or bees or something. They don't have the long tails. They're round. So whatever this is that needs to be brought into form, it might have something to do with this. Again, if this is like a creative endeavor, like an idea for something that you are being really secretive about and protecting, if that's what's going on, awesome. Because, and maybe you have indecision about that, what that is, and maybe it involves something social or involves other people and something that's going to really bring joy and something you're kind of working on. Maybe that's what it is, but whatever it is, if that is what it is, then awesome, do it. Because this card wants to jump out at you and say, bring it into form. Do it. There's something that you're not communicating and a decision that you're not making, bring it into form. Do it. Because you are being protected. And likewise, you're protecting whatever this thing is. Right? It's being protected. So bring it out. Because whatever that expression is going to be an expression of your soul. And it needs to happen. Because that's part of what this is about. Feminine, you get power of attraction. Power of attraction. This is all about what you put out is what you bring in. I cannot stress this enough. Okay? You see how unified they are? This is beautiful. Hold up. And there's like honeycombs. Maybe these are bees. They kind of look more like scarabs. I also saw a gigantic scarab beetle on my fence the other day too. Wow, weird with the insects. The spiders and the beetles and bees. These two people are obviously very much in tandem and are having a very intense eye-gazing session here where they are very, very attracted to each other. You very well could have been experiencing this with your twin. Very much so. Like there's just no doubt in your mind as to your attraction. Okay? And this attraction is absolutely divine, behind the scenes attraction. You could have had a lot of soul gazing in your twin flame relationship. I did in mine. Soul gazing. Eye gazing is basically like looking into the eyes they're the windows of the soul, right? But use your intuition and stay true to that intuition, because whatever this feeling is for you is very much true, and I think that should just give you your validity that you don't need to question this. Okay? And you don't need to doubt it, and you don't need to fear it. Because whatever your intuition is telling you is correct. Alright? So anyway, that's it. I hope this was a good reading for you. I think it was pretty positive. I'll be excited to see what happens in September. Hopefully you'll join me for that. And also please do join me for my Wine and Spirits TV new and full moon readings. And I'm also going to do a reading for the solar eclipse. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Namaste.